Hey guys, I have already turned on all of the apps, the usual GrubHub, DoorDash, Ubereats, and Spark, and I did pick up a schedule for GrubHub. Like I've been saying, I can get more orders when I have a schedule with GrubHub. So it was silence for a moment, and I was like, you know what? Let me just go take a spin. I kind of have like a loop that I like to do where, you know, there's restaurants and stuff. And sure enough, that works. Sometimes it'll work, sometimes it doesn't work. So DoorDash wanted to send me an offer, but it was a backwards offer, $7.75 for 11.3 miles. That's an absolute no. That was going to take me way out into another city, and looking on the map, it is surrounded by green, so it's going to take me deep. So that was a no. Then right after that, Uber Eats decided to come through with an order for Popeyes, $12.29 for 3.4 miles. I am here right now. This is my location that is usually pretty good. The order is usually ready or close to being ready. So I'm gonna go in there and check on this order. Are you picking up an order? Okay.
Hello.
Hi, just picking up a Uber Eats order for Raymond R.
For Raymond R? Okay, let's just get you the frozen lemonade, okay?
Okay, thank you.
There you go.
Awesome, thank
Have a
you.
good day.
You too. Order was ready just as I had expected. This is a Popeyes I can usually count on. Of course, there are times there's a short wait, but don't you love it when you have your restaurants that you know the order's typically ready? You can pick up and get the wheels to move it and drop off and line up your next order. So this customer, 6 minutes, 2.3 miles. Customer notes say not to knock, which I typically don't unless I have nowhere safe to put the food if it's like raining or something like that. So we're gonna go get this dropped off and see what we get next. Popeyes orders dropped off. Now, after I dropped that order off, Uber Eats sent me an offer, $7.01 for 8.3 miles. That's an absolute no. Then they sent me a reasonable offer, $11.04 for 3.2 miles for Chick-fil-A. I am here right now. I'm gonna go in there and grab this order and get these wheels back to moving. Order was ready on the shelf. Customer is 7 minutes, 2.8 miles. We're gonna get this order dropped off. Chick-fil-A orders dropped off. So I wanted to answer a question that I was asked recently, and I've actually been asked this before. And the question is, have I ever encountered a rude employee during a pickup? Yes, I have, which I'll tell you that story in a minute. And it's where they had actually crossed the line. You know, sometimes you'll encounter somebody that has like an attitude or, you know, short with you, that type of stuff. But this particular employee, out of all my years driving, really crossed the line for me, which I will tell you about in a moment. But the other thing is getting ignored when you go to pick up an order. This happens a lot. Unfortunately, it comes with the territory. Fast food restaurants tend to be known more so for this, especially McDonald's, at least from my experience. And I've heard this from you guys too. Let me know if you guys have ever experienced a rude employee while picking up or being ignored when trying to get your order. My guess is you probably have. I don't take these things personal. We're doing business. We're there to pick up our order, get our money, and keep our wheels moving unless somebody really crosses the line. In my instance, during the pandemic, when the lobbies were closed, this was a fast food restaurant, I proceeded to go through the drive-thru because that's what we were doing at the time. And come to find out the lobby was open, which I didn't realize. It didn't even look opened when I drove by. And of course I had assumed that it was closed because a lot of the lobbies were closed. Well, I got a really upset, rude employee on the intercom telling me that I need to come in. And you know, sometimes it's not what is said, it's how it's said to you. This employee was very, very rude, very unprofessional. This drive-through was a windy, long drive-through to where the intercom was. It wasn't an easy back out situation. I explained to him that I was unaware that the lobby was opened. Is there one time exception that he could make for me to get my order, because it's going to be difficult for me to back out? He did not have it. I mean, he was very, very unprofessional, rude. The tone of his voice, like I said, sometimes it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And he told me if I didn't like it, then I need to unassign the order. He was just kind of going off. And you know what? I said, you know what? I'm going to try to back out of here. I'm going to go get my order and I'm going to find out this employee's name, because his behavior was completely unacceptable. I had never had an employee talk to me that way. You know, sometimes you'll experience an employee that's short with you, or the tone of their voice is a little off, but I don't take that personal. You don't know what's going on the other side with the employee, whether they're being overworked, because a lot of places were short staffed and they still are. There's revolving doors. Maybe they have something going on at home. Maybe they're just having a really bad day. Maybe they lost somebody important in their life. Different things can happen to why people are short with you, or you know, have an attitude, that type of stuff. But a lot of times maybe they're not happy with their job. So I don't take it personal. I get my order, I get my money, get it dropped off. So I went into the lobby, my order was ready, and I asked for the employee's name who was on the intercom through the drive-through, because they were very unprofessional, very, very rude to me. They were not being professional at all. So I was going to report this particular employee to the headquarters. I did not tell him this. I just got my order, told him I did not appreciate being talked to this way, got his name. And when I asked for his name, he proceeded to tell me that he is reporting me. He told his whole staff, I'm reporting her. And he was just over the top unprofessional. I just couldn't even believe it. I did not engage with this gentleman. You do not want to engage with them at all. He was, I don't know what was going on with him, but he was definitely out of line. I got his name, got my order, and left, and did not engage with him. You don't want anybody to affect your money or put you in a bad mood, even though he really, really rubbed me the wrong way. So I filed a documented report with this particular business headquarters to make sure this was on file. If he's talking to me this way, I can only imagine that he's talking to other drivers this way, other customers this way. I don't know what was going on with him, but he was totally out of line. So if this ever happens to you and they really cross the line, don't engage. Just get the employee's name, file a documented report with headquarters or the store manager. Don't file it with the manager. Make sure it's the store manager or corporate so your complaint is taken serious. Unfortunately, I had to take time out of my day to file this complaint, which I don't like doing, but this gentleman was completely out of line. I also called GrubHub to report the incident because this gentleman said he was going to report me, basically trying to retaliate against me for asking for his name. So hopefully I don't ever have to experience that again. Most of the time when I come out here, everything is totally fine. You're gonna get employees that ignore you. You're gonna have employees that are gonna have attitudes that are short with you. Comes with the territory. But again, grab your order, make your money, as long as they ain't turning it personal. I'm gonna go ahead and see what the next order is, and we're gonna get these wheels back to moving. All right, guys, I have had to do quite a bit of declining. Here are just some of the really bad offers that I've gotten. DoorDash sent me an order for Pizza Hut, $2.75 for 5.4 miles. You guys already know, absolutely not. Then after that, they sent me another $2.75 order for 4.9 miles for another pizza place, Round Table Pizza. I'm like, what is up with the $2.75 orders? I hope nobody is taking these. Then I keep getting orders from Spark, but they are in another city that's like 30, 35, 40 minutes from me, way too far out. They must really need drivers out there. One of the offers was $12.28 for 6.7 miles. Again, I got to drive all the way out there. Then I have 6.7 miles till drop off. So that's a no-go. Then Uber Eats came through, but they came through with a bad one. $5.32 for 5.7 miles. That's a no. And then GrubHub wanted to join in, $11.41, except it was for 10 miles. It was going to take me pretty far out. That was a no for me. And finally, I guess it's an Uber Eats night because Uber Eats came through with a really good offer, an offer I couldn't refuse. $35.53 for 2 pickups. One of them is for Stanford's restaurant, which I am here right now. Then I have another pickup for the Old Spaghetti Factory, which is right across the street. So we're gonna go pick these up and get these wheels back to moving. Oh. Pickup for Sarah F with Uber Eats.
Okay.
Oh, did it go away?
That's okay. Okay.
You're like, what am I looking at?
That one's almost done.
Thank you. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Have a great night.
You
Enjoy
too.
safe.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Hi there.
Excuse me. Sweet pasture. Oh yeah, they're heavy ones.
Hi there.
Hi, I have a pickup for Uber Eats 4. Let me push the button I needed to push. Angela R.
Angela R. Uber Eats. All right. All right, I'll let them know that you're here, and it should be a few minutes.
Perfect, thank you.
All right, Angela.
Yes.
If I could just give you this sign. I think you said just on the bottom here.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry, it's on there.
Do you keep this?
You.
Is this for you? Because usually you guys keep something that I
know,
sign.
I
This is
know.
going to the customer. That don't make no
So-
sense. It's with me.
How about you sign? Sign this one. I'll keep this one.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay. Take that off.
Okay.
Right.
Perfect.
There
Thank
you are. There's your pen.
Thank
Have
you
a good
so
night.
much. You too.
Got both customers food. Now the first restaurant, Stanford's, they just had to bag it up, so it was pretty much ready. Now Old Spaghetti Factory, I had about a 10-minute wait. I did have to go back up and check in, you know, after a bit. I'm like, where's the food? I was like dead in there. And sure enough, it was ready when she went back there. Maybe it got ready just in time, but it is hot. So got the customer's food. So she wanted me to sign one of the receipts on the bag. There was a receipt stapled to each bag. One has cold food and one has hot food, which I put them in 2 separate bags to keep one cold and one hot. But I'm like, it doesn't make any sense for me to sign the receipt and give it to the customer. Usually you guys keep that. So I told her that, and she ended up keeping one, and then there's one on the bag. So all is well, but at first I'm like, I'm not supposed to sign the receipt and take it. You're actually supposed to hold on to that. So first customer is for the first restaurant. 9 minutes, 3.3 miles. We're gonna go get this dropped off. First order's dropped off. Second order is 7 minutes, 3.6 miles. Customer just messaged me to drop off at the emergency room entrance, which I have dropped off food there a while back. So hopefully all will go smooth. I don't know. I'm assuming she's going to be sitting there waiting for me, but we shall find out. We're on our way. All right, 2 bags. Okay. So one of them is the cold stuff. So there's that one. Somebody's having themselves some good food tonight.
yes,
I love
know.
this place. All right.
It's like nobody brought lunch.
Oh, there you go. A treat, right?
Yes.
Okay. You got
Awesome.
it?
Yep.
Okay, have a
Thank you
good
so
night.
much.
You're so welcome. Bye-bye. Last orders dropped off and the customer was waiting right outside when I pulled up, which I absolutely love. Makes everything go super, super smooth. I mean, this was an awesome, awesome order. The pay, the miles, both super easy drop-offs, my kind of order. So the night has been good for the most part. I had, you know, that slow portion of time, some really bad offers, but then this big order came in, which I absolutely love. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave you guys right here. Always appreciate you guys riding along with me. And of course, if you guys enjoyed the video, do give the video a like and consider subscribing if you haven't already. And I will be seeing you guys on the next one. Bye, guys.